All right, welcome back. We've got our shopping list video for you guys. So I'm going to go over my shopping list, the stocks I'm going to buy, and at what price. And I'm not going to talk too much about why I want to buy these. I've got separate videos on that. But before we get into that, pause the video, read the disclaimer. You can also find this disclaimer in the description down below, as well as my disclaimer video. So make sure you watch that. This is not financial advice. I don't expect you to do anything that I'm doing. I'm just explaining my thought process so that'll help you in your decision making. I don't want you or expect you to do what I'm doing. So with that being said, let's take a look at my shopping list here. Well, before we do that, let's take a look at the current portfolio. So this is all my assets across all my different accounts that I manage in here. So heavily in Tesla, heavily in Amazon, a little bit in Enphase, SMH, the Qs, Google, and I have been accumulating a lot of IBIT. I did move some other crypto. I haven't updated my crypto really, so Bitcoin looks real small. I do have some other assets there, but I have been moving over a lot of crypto assets and just putting it into IBIT and some retirement accounts. So Tesla and Amazon make up a big chunk. So you can see this is not a diverse portfolio. This is a very focused, technology-driven portfolio. And that is what I decide I like to do. I'm an aggressive investor. I'm young and I'm looking for growth. So I could buy just the market, a lot more of the Qs or the SMH, but I've decided these are the two fastest horses that I like in the tech sector, and I'm going to put big chips behind them. And it's been working really well for me. So I'm not going to change course. I like Stanley Druckenmiller's quote where he doesn't see diversification as giving him an edge. He likes to put all his eggs in one basket and watch that basket closely. So, again, that's my style. Do what's best for you. If I was closer to retirement, my portfolio wouldn't look like this. But for me, I've got some runway. I want my money to grow, and I know the stocks that I really like. I'm going to put money behind them and watch them closely and see how the story develops, how my thesis is developing over the quarters, over the years. So let's get into the shopping list. So we've got some volatility in the market. Things are going to be continuing to move quick. So I think it's very important for people to have a list of what they want to buy, what they want to do with their money, and be prepared for downside and be prepared for the upside. So when the market's moving quickly, you want to know what you want to buy because you won't get these opportunities for very long. You want to execute your plan. And I have on here multiple buys for some of these because I don't know where the bottom is. You don't know where the bottom is. Nobody knows where the bottom's going to be. For all I know, we shoot back up on Monday or we keep shooting down for the next 2 years. I have no clue. So with that being said, I will continue to dollar cost average into the Qs. I have not been dollar cost averaging in the Qs for a while because it's just been ripping up. I want to buy when it's down. Now the Qs are almost down 10%, so I just started dollar cost averaging again, and I will continue to do so if we keep dropping. So 445, 430, 415 are some of the immediate targets I'm looking to lump sum dollar cost average in if we can get those targets to be hit. The SMH started buying a position a long time ago, not a long time ago, about a year ago, and it just shot straight up. I didn't get my full position size. Now that it's coming back down, I have an opportunity to get my full position size and to add to that position. I have been buying. I bought 2 lumps over the last couple of weeks, and I will continue to buy if we keep falling down. 215 and 195 are my next purchase points. IBIT, this has been a new addition to the portfolio, rotating some of my crypto into my brokerage accounts in the vehicle called IBIT, the BlackRock Bitcoin Trust. $36 will be my next buy. Bitcoin's making a nice move these last couple of days, but it can drop 5% easy in a day. So if we get that opportunity, I will keep dollar cost averaging there. And the IBIT will probably be something I just buy quarterly and at market price. The other ETF that I'm looking at is cybersecurity ETF, and I will look to add this to my portfolio at around $52 if we get there. With the volatility in CrowdStrike, I've looked at individual names. I just don't know the sector that well to pick a name that I feel very comfortable with. So I think for me, the best route here is just to buy the basket. So this is where I'm going to diversify in the sector and just own the whole sector, because I don't have an edge when it comes to picking CrowdStrike versus Fortinet versus any of the other players there. So I'm just going to own a little bit of them all. So those are the ETFs I'm looking at. There's a bunch of ETFs out there. The SPY is a good one if you just want more of a general S&P. There's a lot out there, but these are the ones that I like. The Qs are like the NASDAQ. The SMH is the chips. IBIT is Bitcoin. Cyber is cybersecurity. So as far as individual names, these are all names that I own and I want to build bigger positions in. So the number one that's on my list here is Amazon. I'd like to buy some more Amazon at 175 and then 165. I'm also looking to sell some puts at the 165 strike on Amazon this week. So I have an account that has some cash. I will likely sell puts this week on Amazon and also NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I do not own any NVIDIA right now. I think at the end of this week, I will own some NVIDIA, and I will also have puts on NVIDIA to get assigned at hopefully the 105 strike. So I think the 105 puts are giving you about $500 right now. So that'll give you about $100 cost basis on NVIDIA, which to me, that's a good starting point. Now, if we drop below that, I'd be happy to buy some more. Google, I have a small position in Google. I did sell my Apple this week, and I'm looking to roll that into Google to make that a bigger position in my portfolio. So I'm hoping that I can get some Google shares at 165 and then 155, and we'll see where we go from there. But those are my next two purchases for Google. Hopefully we can get those filled. If not, I'll have to wait for another day and reevaluate the company. Now, these prices that I have for these ETFs and stocks are based on the current fundamentals. If something changes with the company, I will have to adjust my price target or my buy price. If NVIDIA comes out and says we're delaying shipments of 50% of our products and our revenue is going to get hit by 50%, I will have to take that information in, look at the earnings, and then adjust what I think is a good buy price for the stock. So these are my buy targets right now based on their valuations right now, based on their earnings right now. Now, if we go into a recession or World War III, things will change and I'll have to adjust my plan. But as of right now, with the information I have now, this is my plan. Tesla, as you can see, I have a lot of Tesla, so I'm going to be patient on buying. If we get an opportunity under 200, that's when I will look to buy some more. 195 and then 170. And then as far as anywhere below there, 140, if we get that opportunity again. We'll have to wait and see. Enphase, $95 will be my next purchase price. I'll probably double my size on Enphase. It's a smaller position, but if we can get back down to $95, I will probably buy some shares. And with all of these, I have these laid out because if these top four rip, but then all of a sudden something happens in the solar sector and Enphase is there, I'll buy. But if they all fall, I probably will skip Enphase and I'll probably skip Tesla and look at adding my two favorites, which right now Amazon and NVIDIA are the ones I really want to build more exposure to. So these all won't fall at the same time and fall equally. So I have targets in mind in case there's a single stock like Google that falls based on, I don't know, an earnings report or a news story, maybe an acquisition. But if the whole market goes down, these will move together. But if it's just a single story for one company that makes it go down, I know the price I want to pay. But if the whole market falls, I can look around, and when the dust settles, I can say, okay, this is the one I want the most. It's at my price target. Let's go buy. So I already talked about selling puts. I think it's a good time to start selling some puts and hope to get assigned at these prices that I want to pay up. So I want to buy Amazon at 165. Let's sell a put. Let's get paid to negotiate with somebody to buy their shares at that price. Same thing with NVIDIA. Now I have a long watch list. These will probably not ever go into my portfolio. These will be more of trades. And, I have on here like Meta at $3.99. I won't buy Meta at $3.99 if I can buy NVIDIA at 100. Right? So like I was saying earlier, there's an order of operations here, but if none of these stocks hit the targets and some of these are there and I've got cash in my portfolio and I need to get it allocated to something, I wouldn't mind buying Meta under 400. I wouldn't mind buying Microsoft under 400. But if Tesla's $100 and Nike's $70, I'm buying Tesla. I'm not even looking at Nike. So I hope that makes sense. But at least I have a list on here. I know my favorites. It's like a Christmas list, right? If you go to Santa and he says, hey, you got 100 things on your list, pick any of them. I'm not going to pick the thing on the bottom of the list. I'm going to pick my favorite, right? But if he says, pick something from the bottom of the list, then I have at least an option of what I'm looking at here. So these are just some names that I'm watching. And if they were to reach these prices, and there was nothing else to do, I would look at doing something in these stocks. So you can see them on the screen: Coinbase, AMD, Meta, Microsoft, Palantir, Nike, Chipotle, Lululemon, Shopify. These are all great companies, and I would not mind adding them to the portfolio at the right price, at the right time, if there was nothing else to do in the market. So I hope this helps you guys in your thought process. It's the time to start getting excited for deals, having a list, and seeing what the market will give you, and executing based on your list. So that's all I got for you guys. Happy hunting out there. Again, read the disclaimer down below, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you this week. Should be a fun week with all the earnings. Peace out.